Ghanaians, and we will work to uphold that. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of this honorable House, with all of you to take note of the points that she has raised. At the appropriate time, we'll allow members to ask questions, raise queries, and then of the House. And so I will invite the National Identification Authority to give us the presentation, because in her submissions, she made copious references to the National Identification Authority, some assurances and others. Then after that, the Minister of Finance will come in, and I'll open the floor up for members to make comments. With your kind permission, I'll join you there because I also want to see the presentation.
Mr. Speaker, I was just going to make an appeal. If while the NIA people are doing their presentation, if the presentation or the briefing just done by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, copies can be made to the leaders.
Yes, definitely we'll get a copy of her presentation. It will be part of the report which will be submitted to this House. So please, that will be done. Yes, Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as always been done at the committee level, I think it would be appropriate if the chairperson can share her presentation with us, at least with the leaders, so we can make references when we are contributing to portions of the speech.
Honorable Leader, we have taken a copy of her presentation. It is our duty to make copies available to members, which we are going to do. But it takes time. They have to go and make photocopies. Please. That's what is being done. It's not available now. We have to make the copies and bring. If you allow the chairperson to lose her temper, that's the end of the meeting. Yes, I will join you there, and then Prof will make the presentation. I'm sure the chairperson will also have to at least view what is happening, except Prof himself, who has his laptop in front of him. The rest of us will join you so that we can all observe and learn from the presentation.
Right Honourable Speaker, Honourable Majority Leader, Honourable Minority Leader, Honourable Members of Parliament, friends of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I take it again. Right Honourable Speaker, Honourable Majority Leader, Honourable Minority Leader, Honourable Members of Parliament, friends of the media, distinguished National Identification Authority, and the management and staff of NIA, I bring you warm greetings and have the honor to make a to this honorable house on the Ghana Card project, on the National Identification System project being implemented by the National Identification Authority and its technical partners, Identity Management Systems Limited, a subsidiary of the Margins Group of Companies. Right Honourable Speaker, I will attempt to touch on the mandate of the NIA, some of the contractual and operational framework that governs our work, and the as at the 19th of February 2023, being last week Sunday. And I will also highlight the centrality of the role of a verification system platform that we have created in the work of the NIA in order to enhance data harmonization and integration and to ensure that user agencies such as the Electoral Commission and the Social Security and National Insurance Trust and to serve their diverse statutory purposes. Right Honourable Speaker, the mandate, just by way of a quick reminder, the mandate of the National Identification Authority is broken down into 5 prongs. First is to register all Ghanaians living in Ghana and abroad, as well as all foreigners who are permanently resident in Ghana, defined by law as those living here for 90 days or longer, and who are not diplomats or the representatives of international non-governmental organizations. Our duty is also to issue the citizens of Ghana and such qualified foreigners with national identity cards, commonly known as the Ghana card. Third, it is our mandate to create and maintain a national identity database, which we must ensure has accuracy, has integrity, has confidentiality, and is secure at all times so that the data is protected. And finally, it is our bounden duty to make data in our custody available to persons and institutions mandated or authorized by law to receive data from us. Mr. Chairman, the mandate of the NIA is pursued within a legal framework that is governed, a legal framework passed by this very honorable house, various laws that I will not get into for now. But the operational framework operates along this line, that the registration mandate, the communication and stakeholder engagement mandate, the public education, the enforcement of the applicable laws, and revenue generation are the foremost duties of the National Identification Authority. NIA's partner, Identity Management Systems Limited, has the duty of designing and building the technical infrastructure supplying the data and biometric capture equipment, providing card printing infrastructure for instant and deferred issuance, providing smart cards and consumables for the personalization of cards, and providing operational support and maintenance to NIA as it conducts its public registration activities. Pursuant to the laws establishing NIA, NIA conducted a mass registration exercise between 29 April 2019 and the one-year program was truncated by COVID-19 pandemic outbreak, thereby prolonging it beyond the 28th March 2020 deadline by which we should have completed the work. NIA subsequently conducted a mop-up registration exercise between 10th June 2020 and 11th September 2020. From the 3rd of June 2021, NIA conducted a 3-month expedited card issuance blitz with the goal of ensuring that registered applicants received their cards ahead of the commencement of the SIM card registration exercise, which had been slated for October of 2021. We then subsequently established 2 fee-paying registration services from the 1st of July 2020. These were institutional registration at a cost of 100 Ghana cedis per applicant for a minimum of 50, and household registration at a fee of 150 Ghana cedis per applicant for a minimum of 7 applicants. This used to be 5 applicants until July of 2022. And this allows applicants to be registered in the comfort of their offices, homes, or other places of choice. Which were provided at the end at each of NIA's 292 offices nationwide. Right Honourable Speaker, we've also established premium registration services. In October 2021, we established premium registration at our head office in Accra at a fee of 250 Ghana cedis, coexisting with the free services available at all our offices. The Premium Center was to provide an additional option for prospective applicants willing to acquire their cards in relative comfort and convenience at a fee. It is additional, I emphasize, Right Honourable Speaker, to the free arrangements that exist by law. NIA established a premium registration center also at the head office of Car Bank in Accra in March 2022. In February of this year, NIA established premium registration centers in Koforidua, Kumasi, and Takoradi. An enrollment performance of these premium centers is being observed to guide the potential establishment of such centers in Cape Coast, Ho, Tamale, and other regional capitals of the nation. Right Honourable Speaker, Members of Parliament, the National Identification Authority established on 3rd November 2021 16 regional offices and 276 operating simultaneously. Each district office is coterminous with a constituency, including Seoul. The offices have adequate registration and printing equipment, but skeletal staff. The offices require additional personnel and vehicles to function more effectively. Right Honourable Speaker, permit me at this point to turn my attention to pertinent registration statistics. Right Honourable Speaker, NIA as at February 2017 had registered 4,554,528 Ghanaians. It had printed the cards of 2,719,425 Ghanaians and issued 900,000 cards to Ghanaians. Right, Honorable Speaker, you fast forward to 19 February 2023, and the following is the profile. 17,375,861 Ghanaians have been registered or captured onto the National Identity Database. The total number of cards printed by the National Identification Authority is 16,737,734. And the total number of cards collected is 16,095,331. Right, Honorable Speaker, it's important to also point out that the cards that were being given us at 2017 were basically 2D barcode cards, pretty much like your old driver's license. It captured 4 fingerprints, had 2 kilobyte storage capacity, and no tracking number. In 2017, and particularly beginning in 2019, the cards that we have been issuing are dual interface smart cards, capturing 10 fingerprints, which is the current global standard, and a tracking number. Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, the registration statistics as projected here covers the entire nation with the region by region, a total enrolled being the 17,375,861 that I spoke about. And there is also region by region and district by district breakdown of the statistics. When I'm done during questions, or if there is interest, we can go to the Excel on this. Suffice it to say for now, Right Honorable Speaker, that based on the Ghana Statistical Service 2020 population and housing census data, approximately 31 million Ghanaians. There are approximately 31 million Ghanaians. Of this number, as I've indicated, 17,375,861 have been onto the National Identity Register database. And this figure represents the cohort of the population aged 15 years and above. Of the number, that is, of the 17,375,861, the number of Ghanaians aged 18 years and above captured in the database is 16.9 million. 16.9 million out of the 17.375 million. And the number of registered Ghanaians aged 18 years and above existing on the Electoral Commission's voters register, we are informed, is 17,029,000. 17,029,000 people on the EC voters register. The number of Ghanaians aged 15 years and above who are yet to be captured out of the total population of 31 million is 2,565,705. Mr. Chairman, it bears repeating, Right Honorable Speaker, my apologies, it bears repeating that the number of Ghanaians aged 15 years and captured onto the NIR, the National Identity Register, is 17.3 million. Of this, the number of cards printed but not collected by the applicants stands at 642,403 nationwide. the number of cards not yet printed, that is, persons who have registered, whose records are with the NIA, but whose cards have not yet been printed, stands at 541,529. Right Honourable Speaker, kindly permit me to explain that this figure, 541,529, represents the financial difficulties we have had lately, beginning approximately in July, August of last year, that resulted in our inability to get access to some 3.5 million blank cards that we have ordered into the country, which are currently in bonded warehouses, brought into the country by our technical partners, but we are unable to access them because of financial constraints. The banks that have basically bankrolled that purchase and importation have to be paid, and it had become a bit of financial constipation, which constipation has also given us some headaches. Right Honourable Speaker, the assurance we have for the people of Ghana is that the National Identification Authority has the technical and operational competence 529 cards in record time once this financial constipation is relieved. Printing capacity per printer per day is conservatively 100, but we can do 160, we can do 120, and the plan that I'll be sharing with this August House takes the middle course of 120. But the most minimum conservative figure, if you use 100 printers, one printer per day can do 100 cards. Number of cards printable per day using 500 printers will give you 50,000 cards. And the number of printers required that will be 11 days. And the number of functional printers available is a minimum of 1,000. Right Honourable Speaker, the following constitutes the plan that print the cards. NIA intends to print approximately rounding it off to 542,000 records in the system, because that was 19 February when I gave the statistics. Between then and now, it is reasonable to presume that it would have reached 542,000. The records in the system across the country can be printed and will be printed within 11 days using 500 printers at the NIA headquarters, where we intend to use the concept of a print farm. The cards will be centrally printed at the headquarters and distributed to the regional and district offices for issuance to registered applicants. Right Honourable Speaker, again, NIA has the technical and operational competence to print and issue the cards. We are ready to deliver on this important mandate. However, right Honourable Speaker, the attainment of this goal also depends on the fulfillment of a number of conditions precedent. First, the Ministry of Finance will complete the payment of the 100 million to Identity Management Systems Limited and CalBank. I say will because I have evidence confirmed by CalBank that they have received 80 million of the 100 million Ghana cedis promised as part of the payment plan that we have agreed with them. IMS2 and CalBank have confirmed receipt of the 80 million. Ministry of Finance has informed NIA that the remaining 20 million will be paid most probably by close of business today. CalBank will then release a portion of the 3.5 million blank cards in bonded warehouse to NIA through IMS for the card printing. And the Ministry of Finance will provide additional funding of about 173,000 cedis to support the expedited card printing exercise that I have just spoken about. Right, Honourable Speaker, the plan is that NIA will engage 100 card verification officers for this exercise, and each card verification officer will staff 5 printers or manage 5 printers per day. We have a number of assumptions. I'm not sure that there is interest in going through all of these assumptions, but these are operational assumptions underpinning the work that we intend to do. And so over a period of 10 to 11 days, we will print the cards. We will set up teams technical teams that will ensure the mandate is delivered. The budget for that detail is provided in this table. Suffice it to say, Mr. Right Honourable Speaker, that by way of a reminder, there are about 17 mandatory uses of the Ghana card. In other words, there are about 17 activities in which a person cannot engage in Ghana if a person does not possess the Ghana card. One of them is the application for a passport, application and issuance of a passport, of a driver's license, of insurance policies, any banking transaction, whether it is personal or commercial, the purchase, transfer, and registration of land, including landed properties of all kinds, then transactions that are specified under the National Health Insurance System, the pensions, Social Security and National Credit, and under Regulation 7 and 8, as I'm reading, registration of voters, payment of taxes, registration of SIM cards, and indeed applications for public or government services, facilities, approvals, and permissions and benefits, as well as any other transaction that the governing board of NIA may specify. And so school feeding and access to busing services and the rest of them may all be potential subjects, transactions for which the card is required. Other facilities and services currently under consideration of the governing board is the work of the registration service under the Lands Commission, the Secretariat, and the Student Loan Scheme, with whom we have advanced considerably discussions on onboarding them in this regard. Right, Honourable Speaker, we also have established a verification platform, and this verification platform enables banks and other institutions to verify the identities of individuals. So the Bank of Ghana and other financial institutions, all 24 universal banks in Ghana, are onboarded onto our verification system. 146 rural banks and community banks are all onboarded, 16 savings and loans, 16 fintechs, 5 finance houses, and 3 microfinance institutions. We've also onboarded the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, the Ghana Revenue Authority, the National Health Insurance Authority, the Electoral Commission at an advanced stage of onboarding, and the Ghana Immigration Service, all the telcos, the National Service Secretariat, the Student Loans Trust, and the Passport Office, and the DVLA. Mr. Chairman, as Right Honourable Speaker, as I indicated earlier, 17.3 million Ghanaians have their data and biometrics stored on the National Identity Register or NIA database. This provides us as a nation with a single, trusted, accurate, and verifiable database. With a single, accurate, and trusted, and verifiable national over 120 million verification requests have been processed in real time, and there has not been a single hitch or a single failure. It is a colossal achievement that this country ought to be proud of. With respect to the integration of our database with EC, the hope is that it will help eliminate the cost of periodic voter register compilation, card issuance, and voter verification, depending on which of these options the EC will independently select to pursue. But it will also result in the issuance of secure ID over voter fraud due to the high integrity of our database. There will be non-duplication of voter ID and determination of eligibility based on age, based on citizenship, and also based on the person's identity, that you will be who you say you are. It will also enhance inclusiveness due to the fast, accurate, and enrollment and verification system that is embodied in what we have done, both online and offline activities, whether you have your card present or not. But most importantly, credibility of the voter register that will establish to remove names of deceased persons. Indeed, the system we have built will enable the next of kin of deceased persons to be known when the fingerprint of a deceased person is applied to a verification device. And it will help us purge the register of minors and save us a headache of conducting periodic and continuous voter registration exercises. The benefits are plenty, but I will save you because the chairperson of the Electoral Commission has spoken very eloquently about the benefits of using the Ghana card to register. Right, Honourable Speaker, we will have data harmonization and integration. Various institutions I mentioned, and this will bring us tremendous benefits. Birth and death registry, the passport office, and if you look at the landscape across the African continent, we are one of the very few places where this high-level smart dual interface biometric ID cards with this kind of biometric database has been established. It is our hope, Mr. Chairman, Right Honourable Speaker, that this presentation assures this Honourable House that the National Identification Authority is poised, is ready, and able to provide and deliver on this mandate, subject to the provision of the much-needed financial support that is warranted. I thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, members of this august House. Thank you for your attention and for your courtesy. We're most grateful.
Honourable members, on your behalf, the chairperson and the executive secretary of the Electoral Commission and the National Identification Authority for the presentations. We've got copies of the presentation of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. And so I'll direct that copies be distributed now. Immediately, and they say provided that some things are made available to the National Identification Authority, they are capable of doing 1, 2, 3. So the Minister for Finance will have to respond to that. Then we'll listen to members on the issues that are being. The distribution will go on. When you finish the distribution, then the Minister can come in. If we do them together, there will be interruption. So now it's a period for the distribution of copies of the presentation of the Electoral Commission. Please make sure you all get your copies.